Thank you very much. I've got to put my cable behind my shoulder. It's a bit late there. I sincerely
Burping, your
apologize.
cables are
Yeah,
out
let's
of
just
whack.
forget that. That never happens, okay?
I'm sure people
Always
said
got to have the
jokes.
cable behind your shoulder. Yeah, well, Nuke is absolutely doable for EG for sure. I've enjoyed some of their games of Nuke, of course. Yes, as the desk mentioned, they have lost some recently, but doesn't mean they can't win this one. It's not ideal when you've got to win the pick of your opponent because you lost your own one. But sometimes it be like that, and this time it certainly will. So they've got to win it in 3. mousesports have got to come into this full of confidence. Robs is just playing great from game to game.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And yeah, that's just a great indicator for the squad.
Yeah, it's interesting too because I wonder if there is any components, psychologically speaking, for mousesports where they when they're on the that have been preventing them from achieving what we know they're capable of. So this is a great spot to just really go from strength to strength and have a strong performance and close out on 2. This is the perfect setup for them after winning that first map. But we'll see how things go here as we go into the match. And we've got Evil Geniuses on that CT side. And we've got a quick ramp play coming out of mousesports. They will force back the EG defender. Stan is going to spot them, moving down as well as he falls back to the lockers. And Breeze is now left. That is Breeze, not Carrigan, I presume. And he will get taken down immediately. Rops is going to be the one to get the kill. And they are absolutely crushing it. 2 quick frags. They're going to get the bomb planted. Another frag from Woxic. He's got all 3 frags so far.
CT pistol towards B must be so awkward for a CT side, on Nuke specifically. Stan, now what does he choose to do? I mean, at this point, if he wants to, he can buy the helmet for cheap. I don't know if there is really anything for him to do, but just walk away. The kit could be useful. Like I think there's so much more value in what he's carrying than choosing to engage anybody else, essentially. So it would be a lot of money to lose. If you consider the Kevlar, the smoke, the kit, everything, like you don't want to get hit by the bomb here. So you can choose a cheap helmet if you want to. And it seems that's what he's going to do. Makes his way towards T-spawn. It is the best decision. Chris J and Rops take enough damage where they've got to spend $1,000 to buy armor now. So to get that helmet. So they needed to get further away. But yeah, there was nothing for him to do, so he did nothing.
This is seemingly a very difficult game here for Evil Geniuses so far. We've seen many pistols won by mousesports. I believe that's 3 of 3. And on the T side of Nuke, honestly, that's just amazing. However, of course, Evil Geniuses will spend everything buy up, force buy, to see if they can steal things away from mousesports, who are making their way outside in this round. And Zerka's going to have Chris J for breakfast with that scout, and that is not a good start. mousesports must be cautious. They have Frozen extremely weak. Woxic, who's been tagged now by the scout as well. And that's not good. EG in a really strong position right now, and it only gets better.
Robs took 2 points of damage from that bomb in the previous round, which partly is why he has to use a UMP this round and loses that duel. Imagine if he had an AK. I think it would be cool to have like a chart with the default bomb plants on Nuke to see where the safe zone is where you take 0 damage, because it's a low percentage thing, but if you know, you know.
And it's a really weird spot now as well, because mousesports don't exactly want to give a Krieg away. Does Woxic actually, does he consider trying to save in this position? If he tries to go for damage, it's honestly a pretty low percentage play just because EG are playing really passively, and maybe that's something that Woxic can have a good guess at. If Frozen's making his way down, so if Frozen gets a kill down here, perhaps Woxic can make a play into ramp to try to combine, but Woxic, it's not going to be very safe. Frozen will drop the smoke, which will definitely cause some CTs to maneuver around. They don't exactly know where Woxic is just yet. But there's no rotation. And up the ladder he goes. Frozen. There's Breeze from the back. Woxic needs to get this kill. Instant trade. And now 1v2. Maybe it's doable. There's just enough time to get a bomb plant.
Down he goes. Tarek will chase. Does he commit to it? 8 seconds on the clock. Has he got time? Doesn't matter. He won't win the duel. And the Krieg will indeed go the way of the CT squad. That is a nice take. And again, just like, I'm sorry, I just love nerding out about the very obscure things in the game like that. Those 2 points of damage, which cost $1,000 and kind of changes the makeup of that round. Like, that stuff does matter because Robs would have been equipped in a very different fashion otherwise. But there we go. 1-1. It is force buy territory for mousesports, and they will indeed go for that force buy. CZ75 and a bunch of Desert Eagles. Will it be a fast play in towards the A bomb sites, or do they have something else in mind? There's a HE off the squeaky door. There's the smoke to suggest a vent play, actually. The other smoke would be for the mini position. But they haven't chosen that on this occasion.
So mousesports in the worst possible position after winning the first round and then losing the following one. They really need to get some damage here to keep the economy honest of their opposition. If they lose this round, they will be full save in the following one. So bomb plant will be nice as well, but so far it's a struggle. They're going to get some damage. That was a duel that Robs really had to win for there to be any chance in this round. And now it's Woxic alone against 3. Definitely a prospect to pick up another kill, and he's got loads of time to try to work the map to find that kill.
It looks like Breeze heard his jumping, if you look at the rotations.
Ooh.
Makes it a little bit easier, some visualization for EG as they survive with 3. Breeze will hold on to the CZ, not pick up the Deagle on the floor. And mousesports will be in eco territory. Well, this is a pretty good start for EG.
Yeah.
But now they need to, again, on the previous map, when they were facing, well, it was more when mousesports were on the CT side, but when they were facing buys, when they had a full buy rather, and they weren't facing a full buy. My English is back. Those rounds are pretty problematic for them, but the tight choke points of Nuke will be helpful. We can see a whooping, a whoop from Ethan. So I think there are better spirits on the Evil Geniuses side than we saw on the previous map, and that's no surprise because everything was terrible in the last map, whereas they're off to a good start here.
Yeah, that they are. Can they continue though? That is the question. mousesports have been hitting pretty hard in that first map, and this is, we're going to see their best buy that we've seen in this map so far. A couple Kriegs, the AKs, decent chunk of utility to follow it up with. Very fast maneuver from Frozen, and just barely able to get the kill onto Breeze. And that might now allow them to go forward into the bomb site. Beeston plays in front of the main smoke, and he will get taken down by Chris J. Fantastic start in this round for mousesports. EG, they need Cirque to come up absolutely massive, but he'll be taken down. And that, it looks like, is a complete wrap here for EG in this round. Tarek is being hunted. Carrigan might just find him. Did he see a barrel? Yes, he did, and it's just a matter of time. Just get some critical damage. Tarek is surely not long for this world as he tries to escape, and oh, that's a fantastic swing. He is making this costly for mousesports. How many more players are they willing to lose to take him down?
Well, he's got 8 HP, so I think he's going to have to do a runner at some point. Maybe hiding in plain sight, but he does need to move away from that bomb. Maybe he gets an upgrade on the way. Running. I think he's been heard, but they'll go their separate ways. Well, that was shock and awe. A surge into the A bomb site. Nothing but deletions coming the way of EG. That was a painful round for them, but they've got the money to survive it. Cirque with just shy of $9,000 will certainly be a help. Straight to the AWP. That wasn't. I don't believe that was a full buy in the previous round anyway. I think Stan still had a UMP, so now things will really begin. And they'll go for not 1 but 2 AWPs. Tarek on the second one. So this will be a dramatically different round. However, there are 4 scopes on the T side, and they're all Kriegs. And they do pose a unique problem as well. Got Tarek and Cirque moving towards the ramp, some early grenades towards A, and Carrigan's going fishing once more. This could be meaty for Robs at the very least. It collides with Robs as well. That will be heard by Breeze, so he knows that players are close. Ethan has a angle which is pretty hard to deal with, unless you have a Molotov. Chris J's going for the super fast smoke of the mini position. That's a great headshot from Woxic. Ethan can't find 2 though, and there are problems on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, he had to drop down because he knows he's going to get flanked from the squeaky door otherwise, and it didn't go very well for him. The timing is fantastic for Stan as he tries to see what else he can find here. Clearing out the bomb site. Robs, though, with the flank around the ramp position, is going to cause additional issue now for EG as Stan disappears down the vent. They're taking a gamble that the rotation comes to the lower bomb site, and it indeed will. And if mousesports don't realize this, whilst they are in a position where they can commit back to the other bomb site, this could work out for EG. They are set up now fairly well to try to stop this plant from even going down. We'll see if they can do that. Woxic will make his way down to it, and he's not got any cover here. Stan will take him out. 40 seconds, so time's not a pressure just yet, but Stan is all the pressure that's needed here from EG. He's doing incredibly great work there for EG. So finishing it off. Beautiful rotation from them.
That was a really interesting round from mousesports. after they had got those picks in the A bomb site, Rops left and went towards the ramp. He left Chris J underneath the heaven position. He got caught after throwing the grenade. And Frozen was outside looking for the rotation towards B later on. So it looks like they were trying to catch EG on the move as opposed to just bundle into the bomb site and defend from there. Looks promising, went towards B, and then it all fell to pieces, and Evil Geniuses are back in the game. No Kriegs for the CTs, though. Plenty of M4s of different kinds in the AWP. Tarek forced to fall away as the numbers are coming his way. mousesports are broken this round, but they've got that safety in numbers for the time being. Tarek has support from the controller, but he's running out of bullets, and there's no kills just yet.
And now we gun collected. Carrigan looking to make more ground there, so defending around the ramp position. So there is a stronghold that they can advance from for this retake. Chris J causing more problems though. But still, you'd imagine EG have a good advantage here. The bomb, no cover to be planted, no smokes in sight. Stan with another double. He is doing so much work here so far on Nuke. And once again, it will be saved. There's some couple kills there, but no bomb plant for mousesports. So 5-2 is the score now for EG as mousesports struggle to... I mean, they're able to do damage, but they're struggling to win these rounds. So many close ones. After that first map, Stan is surely a lot happier, James.
Yeah, there was no happiness to be found on the previous map, just profound sadness. But this is looking a lot more promising now. Got a tactical timeout from mousesports while they consider what to do. It's felt very back and forth despite EG winning most of the rounds thus far, and EG will have themselves a very good buy on this occasion, just the one AWP rather than two, which they went for earlier on. Plenty of silenced M4s on the server. Always nice to note from team to team and map to map.
That is
people
interesting,
are rocking.
James.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's actually more than I have seen any team in recent memory equip.
Yeah, I guess it partly depends on the plays you're expecting to make and the positions you're expecting to be in where...
What do they know, James?
The silenced M4 might yield you the extra kill. The M4A4 is like alarm bells every bullet that's being fired. It's an interesting spray from Rops as the squeaky door is blown off. See Stan's gone deep outside. Speaking of deep, there's a deep smoke from the CTs to deter mousesports from making a play towards A. You can see Cirque has made his way towards Secret now. Does he go for a quick scope so as not to concede his position potentially? Doesn't know what lies above those stairs. Carrigan smashing the Q button. There's the mini smoke. I might draw Cirque out a little deeper. Rops has a grenade in his hand. His hand spotted by Ethan, going for the pre-fire. Rops knows someone's close. Looks like he got a little bit stuck there. Either way, Cirque and Ethan get the first two kills, and mousesports have got some issues now. They make their way down to the speed bomb site though, so maybe there's a plant in here for them. Yeah,
but Cirque is soon to be in position to try to stop them from advancing their positioning too much, and that's really important. Once you get the bomb down, you need some way to defend it. Both bomb positioning is important. Tarek is forced behind the crate there, and Ethan will be able to take down Chris J in the meantime. It's looking very difficult here for mousesports. They got the plant, but I don't know that they'll get much more. So Tarek's still just causing problems. He's got no HP to fight, but he is going to take all their attention away, and his teammates will easily sweep up the rest of the kills. And another round goes to EG. They're looking really good so far, formidable on the defense, but there's still plenty of time for mousesports to turn it around. And let's not forget, it's Nuke, and getting 5 or 6 rounds is, you know, a decent spot to find yourself, and you're fairly content on a T side if you're able to do that. Considering mousesports won the pistol round, this is a great score for Evil Geniuses. They have won 6 of the last 7 rounds, EG. 3 rounds either side of that second round from mousesports, so this is a pretty promising position. And maybe they've adjusted and they are comfortable with what mousesports are trying to offer so far in this half. That said, there have been some uncomfortable positions here and there, but EG have come out on top repeatedly, as we can see. A forward play from Stan. This time he doesn't come out on top. Absolutely. Maybe there's a chance in that kill for mousesports to grow stronger. Picked up the rifle. Rops is harassing around the squeaky door. I think he was really the first player that made that lurk smoke out the door, the nade, and then lurk smoke, he popularized it. So will take his attention towards that garage position with the AWP. He's going to find himself one, maybe a second to be offered up if Carrigan puts a foot wrong, or Frozen, sorry. And mousesports will turn their path towards that ramp position. It's a 2-man setup. This is going to be very dangerous. 1-man setup, but there's a second man coming in there for support. Cirque with the AWP. He actually falls back.
I think he expected he might be swung on. In the meantime, Frozen get picked off by Ethan. So the numbers are tied up. 3 versus 3. Breeze has made his way through the A bomb site, and Rops will be eliminated by Cirque, which leaves 2. Chris J with the Deagle, Woxic with the AK. Chris J's got the bomb, which is, he's the one you want to have on the bomb, so Woxic can try to defend, but will they get a chance to plant the bomb? They haven't committed to a bomb site just yet. Round the back of B. Any play is a gamble. Got double grenades on the B bomb site, but they do seem headed in that direction. However, seeing nobody there, oh, he can't hang around. There we go. The bomb plant should be okay now. That timing actually kind of works out. They see no one on B. They fall back. That gives a window for Chris J to move in, and now Woxic's trying to creep while Chris J runs distraction. He wants a cheap frag before they can find out where he is. He'll get a headshot on Ethan. He's really stuck though, but he's got Chris J for support, jiggling as much as he can. There's the Deke, but where's the last player? He's behind you, and it's Cirque. Picks up his AWP, expensive round. However, it is 7-2 for EG.
It's crazy. They almost made that work with just an AK and a Deagle. Very well played by mousesports, but simply not good enough at this point. They need to get the rounds on the board, and so hard to anticipate that the extra play would be from coming in from ramp. EG, they just have all the right answers so far. I was really hoping mousesports would just go up the fence, but they don't have the information we have, so. But that would have been pretty cool. We get the full buy coming out, 3 Kriegs, AK, AWP, full utility. Mousesports are going to begin to turn things around. This would be a good time. They just did some great economic damage to EG. So EG a little bit sore, a bit fragile after that one. Damage coming through the hut there. Some spam working out. Breeze tag down to 53 as well. Outside setup here for EG. Mousesports look to walk into it.
Forward smoke could be a blessing, could be a curse, because there's a big setup from EG outside. There's a swing from Tarek, but it's double fail from EG. This is a great start for mousesports. Stan has a lot to do now. Surely they don't check for him as well. He starts to creep around the smoke and he'll then fall back. So there's some information. Maybe Breeze and Cirque can go for an aggressive play because that's more than one set of legs. However, Breeze is next to Stan now, so they don't really have position to deal with this. It's just going to be Cirque, although Breeze goes back to Mini, but he'll get smoked off, so there's no one who can really do anything. You have to wonder if they continue to go for it. 3 kills very fast from EG. Suddenly it's a 2 versus 2. How on earth have they done that?
Finding the perfect timing. What a flash play coming in. And mousesports, 40 seconds to get that bomb planted. Stan's now creeping in the back. He's so sneaky. He's been waiting for his moment. And this is his moment, taking down Woxic. Frozen. Oh, he can't pull his gun out in time. Stan has absolutely played it perfectly. My goodness. That lurk outside, playing the information game, setting his team up. The flash play through the smoke. EG again. Perfect stuff after losing those 2 players outside.
Mousesports now have to wonder how they like these kind of results. 3 versus 5. Evil Geniuses completely out of position as Mousesports fall back to the lobby. 2 players beyond T-Red outside. And still somehow they make it back. A play through the smoke. 3 kills in 1 second. Absolutely unreal scenes on Nuke. Evil Geniuses are angry. And Mousesports will be punished. 8-2. That is 5 rounds in a row for Evil Geniuses. They have defused in the last 3 rounds, but it's all good in the hood. Stan had a slow start on the previous map, and Carrigan is 2 for 9 at the moment. T-Side and Nuke is an interesting challenge, of course. Now, at this point, do Mousesports target 4 rounds, 5 rounds?
1 round.
Well, they've got 2 rounds down, so I think they've beaten that already.
Less players outside for EG this round. Only Ethan in the main position, and now Stan is going to swing around CT, the CT container, the blue container, and it's going to be interesting to see whether or not mousesports can actually find any success so far. It's been so difficult, so labored. Not too much utility left in this round for them to work with. Only 2 smokes left at this point and a bunch of flashbangs, so it feels like we might see an explosive push very shortly. They are setting up for the upper bomb sites. Carrigan pouts to the molly for the hut position. Some teams are actually been mollying the spot where Breeze is holding. I forget which team I've been seeing doing that, but that's a pretty effective molly. There they go. Flashbang over. Molly for any players on the huts, but it's really a ramp push coming in here from mousesports. Tarek playing the ramp position, falling back, trying to take it easy, feeding them into Cirque, who will happily devour Chris J. And Tarek will hold his grounds. He knows he has the advantage, but maybe not. Woxic off the jump finds the headshot.
Woxic, aka Spider-Man, flying in to rescue the run for his team. Ethan gets dropped, leaving 2 players now for EG, Cirque and Breeze. And the money's pretty low apart from Cirque with 9K. So it's an interesting proposition, but EG have made it winnable. Breeze taking Karrigan out outside. Frozen, Woxic, and Rops remain. Now, considering the money, what are they going to choose to do? Yes, Cirque has a 9K, but he can't buy for everybody, so it looks like it will be a save. Tarek and Stan desperately need some cash dropped their way. We'll see what Ethan's money looks like at the end of this round, but finally Mauser back on the scoreboard.
It's funny too because, again, you know, Counter-Strike is such a momentum-based game, and so far this has been a story of how dominant EG have been, how they've had an answer for absolutely everything. But if mousesports get 7 rounds out of this half, I think it's fair to say that they'll be ecstatic, they'll be extremely pleased, and we'll be talking about how good of a half this was for mousesports. So
I'll be shocked if they get 7 rounds out of this half.
Right, and but that said, you know, the economy for EG is not that crazy. It's actually pretty weak after this buy, so if mousesports are to at least follow up and win this round, EG will be pretty broke. So the prospect for that is it's not too unlikely.
Yeah, this is a key round. This is a potentially big swing round, and there are some big guns for the T side of that Krieg. Frozen's turn to make his way into lobby quickly. Rops will show some presence. Maybe suggest that nobody's that deep with his spray from outside.
Oh.
And there we go. Maybe Rops' spray baited Breeze into that position, but it's a 2-man spray down from Heath, and he makes it 3 to 180. What a ridiculous response!
Frozen against 3, though. It's going to be very difficult. He's in the middle of nowhere. They're surrounding him at this point. The molly will buy him some space and time, but only for 7 seconds whilst it's active, and the bomb is down on the ground. He might need to collect that swiftly, and there can be CTs pushed anywhere. Pushed in from lobby, from outside, from the radio room. It's very difficult here for Frozen. We can't really overstate it. We'll be able to collect the bomb at least, and so the vent is open, and it seems to be the case that he could get down that vent for free. He is checking heaven, which... Oh, actually, he didn't have the bomb just yet, but there we go. He's collected it now. No one moving a muscle. If he goes down the vent position, well, hold that thought, because Stan is just going to find a timing to swing on him. Stan has been having an incredible game here on Nuke so far. I would even say that he's been the MVP in this half so far for EG with the plays that he's been making. Obviously, fantastic 3K from Ethan with this M4. The fact that it has 5 extra bullets, James, really paying off here for Ethan now.
Yeah. He's barely has emotion. He's almost as dead as I am. mousesports still on the bye. That was a big opportunity missed. Well, it wasn't missed as much as it was just taken away by Ethan. Cirque falling back. The incendiary will be a little too late. Frozen very quickly down to the low area. Doesn't know what the setup is, so he's got to be careful. In the meantime, the rest of mousesports are mostly upstairs. Breeze dealing with the ramp this time. Cirque has been a thorn in the side in that position, but he's currently outside, keeping an eye on a push to mini. So a change in setup from EG on their CT side in this round.
Yeah, they have 2 players that are looking for that lower player. So this actually might be very difficult because they're very weak on the upper bomb side, but it depends on the frags, and it will go the way of mousesports. So quickly rotating up the ladder towards heaven, but it's going to be difficult to get back into this bomb site. There's just enough post-plant utility to lock things down for some time.
Again, the money is rough. It's even worse now for EG. Cirque on 6K. There's a pop flash for him from the outside. Sees nothing apart from somebody in CT vent, and all the jewels will be lost. Tarek, what does he go for now? Is he trying to clutch it? The money is lost if he dies anyway, so he is going to go for it. There's one. The time is running out so low. Rops now in a 1 versus 1, but Tarek has to hold. Rops can just wait a few seconds. Surely, if he's patient enough, then the round will be won. He is patient enough. There's a shot from Tarek, so he might just survive, but it will be round number 4 for mousesports. Now, saving his AWP, what do they choose to do? Cirque's got 7350, so he could drop. They could buy something around this. There are 2 rounds to go. Do they fight for both?
It's actually pretty sick from Tarek because obviously he saves the AWP, which is just excellent, but he wipes out everyone too. And given the fact that mousesports very recently won a round and then lost a round, and now they just won a round again, mousesports have effectively reset. They've been reset on their loss bonus. So Evil Geniuses are probably going to 11 unless mousesports are able to pick up this round, because their economy is going to be absolutely crushed. So for mousesports, there's just no option to lose this round. It will be just too devastating. So we'll see, what they're able to do. And I have to say, Tarek he was pretty impactful the previous time he was trying to save. He got 2 kills out of it. So either way, mousesports, the weird thing is that they've had success. Like when they're trying to push onto the sites with their upper plays, it's usually just been the fact that EG have been excellent. That's really just held mousesports back. Like one player really going off. So here we go, back into the action. mousesports must find this round to have a good opportunity, a workable amount of rounds on the second half.
Rob's gone on the days of his gliding into into main, but he's going to get to work. Look at this. Oh my God. It's a complete wipeout. What is there for Stan to do? So there were some highlight reels of Rob's just sliding across the mini roof in previous iterations of Nuke, but he's still just as fast, it seems, when he needs to be. And Stan will just have to look at the walls. He needs to hold on to this M4 for the next round. He has no defuse kit. I do not expect some kind of attempt at a ninja. Hiding in plain sight after a very fast burst from mousesports. And that's exactly what they need. This puts them in a great position for 6 rounds, which, as you mentioned earlier, Dan, when you referred to 7 rounds, will just be a great result, all things considered. The way in which EG have won their rounds, the fashion in which they've won them has been devastating. But here we go. We got mousesports on 5, and Stan is very likely to lose this rifle. The bomb would have taken it if mousesports didn't at that point. And there we go. They make it to 5, and it is full spy territory for Evil Geniuses in the last round of the first half.
Yeah, a late resurgence of rounds from mousesports, winning 3 of the last 4. So definitely in a great position. And the Mag 7 indeed, the CZs, the Scout. Now, mousesports lost the second round because in a bind like this for EG, they decided to go outside. I wonder if they will try to abandon outside just to stop that being a possibility that Cirque can just wipe everyone out with a Scout. Either way, they got a bunch more rifles this time. And, well, goodbye, Stan. He's been just smacked straight in the face, but Cirque with the Scout, as I mentioned, is ever dangerous. He'll continue to do damage. The flick shots is so quick.
Oh,
Cirque,
my God.
It's just unstoppable with the Scout, with anything with a scope. And this guy needs to be put on notice.
They almost look like they want to peek into him a little more. Things get dangerous now with CZs on deck. The close quarters, that's exactly what Breeze is looking for. But Frozen's ready for it. Looked like Breeze was trying to catch him peeking the corner. However, Frozen got a very important frag. Everybody playing the dangerous angles, but
oh no,
Frozen wants to venture outside again.
Oh no.
He almost crouched into a headshot. I think maybe he did get headshot, but through the glass, maybe that saved him. I'm not really sure. Either way, that's a problem. There are sound cues now for free. They only know where one player is, but Karrigan's not expecting this aggression. But of course they're aggressive because it's a force fight with pistols for the most part. There's the Mag 7 swinging wide, and this may end in disaster. I think it's likely now. They've got angles on the bomb. Robs with the Molotov. There's one in return as well. 34 HP, and Frozen dies at the same time, and Cirque will get our final frag for an unlikely 10th round for EG, but 5 on the board for mousesports. Gives them some space, some room to breathe.
Yeah, it's definitely workable. There's definitely a lot of pressure on winning that pistol to really get themselves started. But again, like as I kind of mentioned, Cirque with that Scout outside on Nuke, he proved it in the second round. He's just going to win it by himself. He's so insanely fast with his shots that he can't be stopped. And he got a 4K in that round. They should have been losing that round. I think if mousesports go anywhere else on the map, they will gain enough position before they lose players that there wouldn't be a recovery for EG. But instead, Cirque really sets them up for success, EG, and now they're in a great position. 10-5, they can be very happy with that. mousesports, they're not happy with 5 rounds, but it's definitely something that they can work with. And here it is. Here is just the master of the Scout at work. Insane firing speed, and he just doesn't miss. The Scout is one of those interesting weapons where you get actually, you have like Scout specialists and so on and so forth. And it is a weapon that's just super high skill. You move very quickly with it, and it requires incredible mechanics to be very proficient at it. And into the second half we go, James. And mousesports, again, we set it up. This is how they win this series. They have to win it on nuke. It's not looking good, is it?
Brutality from Cirque in the first half. Had the luxury of the CT angles. That has gone now. Starts with a pistol. Ethan makes his way into the A-bomb site, looking for targets. Look at the spread of Ts. 1 for 1 so far. Carrigan gets 1v1s around the silo, trying to reload, but he gets sandwiched by Tarek and Stanislaw. Robs up the ladder. There's only 2 players left. Frozen on the way as well. Only requires headshots, waiting patiently for a peek from the Ts. It's a great smoke from the balcony, but Stan is left with no cover. And now they have position on the site, but they don't have a defuse kit. That said, the Ts don't know this, so they may feel nervous about these peaks. Looking for a flank is Rob's Frozen facing, but they don't know if anybody's on the bomb. They don't know if 2 people are on the site, but they're being patient. They believe that no one's there. Circuit's down. Again, there's no kit. They've got a hold now. Tarek's going to get Rob's. He has no idea where the trade is going to win the round. That's it. It's over. Rob's had no idea where Tarek was. The patience from Tarek wins the round. Rob's had an angle. He just didn't know which angle was right.
Yeah. Yeah. EG played that so damn well. Just sweating out mousesports in that position and doing it in the most disciplined fashion. It's very difficult to know how to play those spots perfectly. And even if you know how to play it perfectly, you have to be really in sync with your teammate in terms of like knowing who peaks when and like who has to swing at what time. It's just very difficult to just execute it like that. It's just beautiful Counter-Strike coming in from EG so far. And mousesports, they've gone for the force buy. They spent absolutely everything. Can Woxic be as imperious as Cirque with that scout? Time will tell. They may not even get a chance because there are some smokes down here. And indeed, Woxic doesn't really seem to have any position to find any shots. There's no visibility available to him. These Ts are getting closer and closer as time goes on.
Again, rounds like this, EG had issues on both sides, actually, in the previous map, but will it be the same here? They've got some good positions outside, but they've got to go inside. They've got to plant the bomb. Carrigan starts to creep towards Secret. Now, with the angle Woxic has, if they go towards Secret, Woxic engages and Carrigan pops out, that could end in disaster. But Woxic is tagged to the point where he's got to rotate. So we'll see how that continues to play out. There are other angles to be held as well. You've got Rops who can also play off of Woxic. Chris J goes down. Ethan looks to his left, taken out from his right. And now Rops can be the bait for Woxic or Carrigan. There's a lot of things that could happen here, and they start to happen. It's starting to fall to pieces. 4 versus 2 all of a sudden. mousesports are playing the angles really, really well. There's a lot of team play going on in how they're setting up outside. Despite the presence from EG and Garage, they are still suffering.
It just goes to show, you know, one of the greatest ways to play an anti-force buy is to get outside control and get up to heaven, but it's very hard to get to that, you know, heaven position. Breeze going forward, though, towards main. He's getting caught from Carrigan, once again just peppered by that 5-7, and now he'll finally be finished off by Woxic. Indeed, fantastic team play from mousesports, showing indeed it is quite difficult to run those anti-force buys outside, and you need the nades to get you close, and they just couldn't get close enough. 6-11, and this is exactly what happened to mousesports on the first half. In their T side, they won the pistol, then they lost against the force buy, and now EG have to suffer the same fate. And the question is, can mousesports do what EG did and be quite so dominant on that CT side?
That was a huge trap set up by mousesports. EG made the wrong play, maybe the right play at the wrong time. Either way, we've got a spray attempt from Carrigan, only good for the first, but can the damage be capitalized on? It looks like it can. Frozen with 2. Chris J comes through as well, leaving Breeze alone. That is a brief anti-force buy round. They'll be happy with that. One player lost, and the score starts to get close very quickly indeed. And once the full buys come through for both squads, again, mousesports, it's their turn to have the luxury of the CT angles. You've got people like Woxic on the team who will equal Cirque in the output, potentially anyway.
Yeah, and you get to squash some of that variance now because you get to a position where you got some economy, you get to have some full buys, you get to lose a full buy and kind of figure out things on the fly a little bit. If you lose that pistol and you're unable to win the force buy and convert, suddenly you have no room to breathe. So there is that for mousesports, and EG will try to get close with those pistols, as close as they possibly can, but it shouldn't be the case that they'll get too much damage here. You can see that mousesports, you know, they got Carrigan with the CZ, Woxic on the scout. They know they don't have to invest in this round because it's just going to be some pistols. So with no Kevlar and just, well, mostly Glocks. And so it's going to be about just keeping 5 players alive, keeping that money. Okay, Rob's got to be careful, gets dinked immediately, still stays out there. That could be an AK collected. Chris J and Woxic are in proximity to try to protect the AK, and they'll be successful.
Yeah, that's really important work by Chris J, but Stanislaw is creeping. Trying to do what he can. The bomb's there as well. The P250, Chris J crouches, avoids the fire, and it's all good in the hood. Woxic will have an AWP now with 9 grand in the bank. And now the game really begins. What is the buy going to look like for EG? No AWP for them just yet. They have 2 Kriegs, however. Well, it's a big round for both squads. Ethan on 17 kills, leading the server at the moment.
Yeah, he's got 110 ADI. He's just crushing it in terms of damage. And look at the outside smokes coming in from EG. Good to assert these smokes, straight away. When you start playing a T-side out. Buy rounds. Woxic, no idea what's behind these smokes. I don't think that there's any CTs really. Yeah, there's no CTs that can check behind those smokes. So this does force a lower rotation. And typically speaking, somebody has to go down lower and figure out what's going on. And there's Chris J, who's dropped down. And he's just smoked the lower positions as well. So Ethan's going to run into that smoke, as you can see. And so that's what those outside smokes help you to do. Force a rotation out of the CTs and make their defense weaker elsewhere.
Waiting for the smokes to come and go. Some pop flash plays from mousesports. Some footsteps heard in A. A rough idea of a location. But information decays as the time ticks. Will Ethan hear that connection with Chris J? Presence shown towards the B bomb site. Maybe trying to invite a rotation because perhaps the focus is towards A. Tarek's going to get picked off outside by Woxic. And that's Breeze taken out by Squeaky as well. Carragher gets more information. And there's the bomb making its way through from Mini. Chris J's out of position. Woxic is as well. Rops on the flank. Going to find Ethan, but Ethan will find the headshot first.
Is that the call to say? Rops, if Rops had won that 1v1, I feel like they're definitely 100% going for it, but it's going to be very difficult now. Woxic, so a desperate attempt for a quick kill. If he can get something quickly, then there is a chance, but it's so difficult. Chris J's in main as well for Woxic to play off of. A deep flashbang for Woxic to peek, and Chris J will get the kill. Woxic now, he's been afforded position lower, but I don't know there's much he can do. He does get a pick off. The smoke's down. He has to hold it though, and he's going to go out for the kill with the Deagle, but he can't make it work. Ethan takes it. Lots of damage done at the very least, and they do have some bank to fall back on, but that was very costly.
Yeah, but that was fantastic from EG's point of view. They invited mousesports enough for them to lose everything, which is a great scenario. It gives them potential now to try and close out the game if they can break them on this buy. Ethan's jiggling is nasty. Ready for the headshots. Woxic, man, he's so dangerous. You just see him winning every engagement in your mind. But he's not the only good player on the server. Still on the AWP is Woxic, and Cirque's going to have one now, stolen from his opponent. Shortcomings, though, on the EG side, as you can see from the stocks on Breeze and Stan. The folding stock of the UMP. UMP45 is the successor to the MP5 in real-life terms, FYI. Many man down secret. 4-man on road for EG. They are fairly light on utility, but they can abuse the numbers. That's the attention here.
And Carragher has a big task on his hands. He gets the first kill, and he doesn't take any damage for it. Repositioning now to try to stop the flow as T's into the bomb site. Rob's there looking to get creep out and try to take control of control, but Ethan takes him down. Carragher, more work to be done. He's got himself a triple so far. Fantastic work. Chris J finishing off one more, and now it's just Tarek with a MAC-10. And he will meet his maker in Woxic, and that is a very important round by mousesports. And not only do they win it, only one player dies. And after just 5 players got wiped out, that is critically important.
Carragher's been pretty handy with this AUG. It's not as popular as it used to be, of course, but he got some multi-frags with it on Overpass, and he'll do the same here on Nuke as well. Very important kills. Good armor penetration up close. 12-9 in favor of Evil Geniuses, and it's mousesports' turn to be on the cusp of 10, putting EG on Glocks and P250s. Cirque did not have an AWP for long. There's a flashbang on Stan, which he looks to throw in the window. That is all there is to shout about, really, for EG so far. But let's see, maybe they can get some entries on the A-bomb site.
Carrigan, he will not have to worry about any kind of a Molotov, so he's in a very strong position. He's got teammates to work off of as well as they start to spring from the squeaky position. And not running out of bullets, but that will be no concern for Carrigan, who'll finish off the last man. And that's a 10th round, 2 away now from EG's score. mousesports are looking good here on the CT side.
It's a really aggressive pop-off from Carrigan out after that round. They're ready for it. They know they're underdogs. They know EG are expected to win, probably in 2. But here we are. It's a timeout from EG now. Looking at their success again, it's almost a mirror of the first half. EG won the pistol, then lost 3 rounds, then won another round, and then lost. It is actually a mirror, basically, of what happened in the first half.
Absolutely. I mean, so far at least.
Yeah.
So if it is to continue, then there should be 3 bomb plants coming up and then 3 defuses. So we'll see if EG can find a bomb plant in this round to continue the pattern. It is. I mean, I feel like there's so much that we haven't seen yet from how this half could play out in terms of EG and working in an AWP dynamic. We're not going to see that this round, and more plays going outside and aggressive setups from mousesports. There's just so much that hasn't been done just yet. So this is a very awesome. I'm loving this nuke so far from these 2 teams. Actually, it was actually a miss of the molly there. I think Carrigan missed the molly in the upper bomb side. It was quite amusing. I can see on my screen. That's fortunately for Carrigan, there was no rush out of the squeaky door, so it won't actually matter. CT's with an aggressive smoke there towards Squeaky, speaking of, and now we start to see some positioning in lobby from EG, and in fact, pretty much all the team is around that position. So it looks like an upper bomb site burst is in the making.
Fast smoke for Mini. Flashbang from Tarek. This is the one that Stan through on a previous attempt. A flash towards CT vents as well. There's an instant trade on top of the hut. Woxic goes up to get a great flick onto Cirque. Really important to hold that position, but there's a molly to force him away. It's a man advantage for the time being for mousesports, and it's made even better by Frozen. Now Tarek's in a 1 versus 3. He's got plenty of clutch in him. Got to do it with the Galil, using the silo to cover from the upper area. Spots a bit of Robs, but has to take out Frozen first. Can't do it. mousesports make it to 11.
And the bomb plant and the defuse, James. So
there we go.
It's working out.
Yeah, we've got to start some kind of religion based on this information.
So 1 away now from tying the score. mousesports definitely going to be feeling confident, feeling good, as everything seems to be working out. And as you said, James, indeed, Woxic's quick flick there, a very difficult shot, very fast shot, one made with confidence, and a very critical shot, because the 3 versus 2 is so different than a 3v3 where the T's are taking position. It's just so different. And the CT's got to enjoy much success off of that 3v2, and now it's a pistol buy from EG. We'll have to see what they can get with this. Some nades to be used, and they will take position around lobby and a couple players outside as well. Will be interesting to see how they look to find a bomb plant or damage in this one. As far as mousesports are concerned, things are relatively standard. Nothing too aggressive outside, and they have no vision outside. Now they have the 2 smokes connecting Garage to the credit card position. And Carrigan is actually going to find one. Woxic now turns his attention outside. EG need to find a way to get a kill at least. That economy is starting to grow out of control.
We've seen a fair few upsets here in Shanghai so far. And a 2-0 for mousesports would surely be added to that. This would be great for the potential update to the rankings in the future. Woxic having a look in the huts. So a slow round from here will cause mousesports to use more grenades than they otherwise might. Chris J with a late crouch there. Gets his bell rung, but crouches and finishes off the job.
It's a good position, the right eye swing against left eye.
He often does that in these duels, I'm noticing. He just goes for the crouch immediately. Crosshair is up, head goes down. But not on that occasion. Chris J will get pops. But now it's Cirque now, 1 versus 3. Question of damage, no more damage to be done. 3 players alive, 3 players survive. 12-12. Now EG, they were looked happy at the beginning of this game, but I think their happiness may soon turn into depression if things going in this fashion.
Yeah, it's again, we talked about it earlier. It's a game of momentum, and mousesports have certainly grasped a significant amount of momentum, and EG must find a way to break that, because, as you say, like it is starting to feel a little bit desperate, a little bit hopeless. Quick, fast play is a good way to do it. Aggression from EG into the upper bomb site. They get a quick 2K, but can they follow it up here? It looks like they can. Breeze takes down Frozen, and immediately, just like that, it's Woxic and it's Rops, and it's probably a save, because there is no way back into this bomb site. There's so much post-plant utility, and there's too many players. Rops will at least try to kill anybody that checks the vent position. But beyond that, there is no prospect for mousesports.
It's a good start for EG. There's money to break, though. There's plenty of cash for a rebuy for mousesports. They need consecutive rounds, EG. So the mirror has been broken, Dan, because this was supposed to be a CT round.
Indeed.
EG was supposed to win the next round.
And we'll see how it goes. I think one thing that mousesports have been pretty good at doing, though, is that their money's actually been better than EG's was. So we've got Woxic, Rops, Frozen on 10K, Karrigan on 9K. Chris J's the only one who's suffering a little bit on 3.5K. So they definitely have some quite a few buys left in them, mousesports, especially saving those two weapons. It's only going to serve to help. So that is going to be difficult for EG to actually break that. They need to win consecutive rounds here. And this will be, if they're going to get back into the match, it really has to be now. We're getting into the latest possible phase of this one. See, we have a pause from mousesports here, the tactical timeout to discuss the plan. And again, as I mentioned previously, there is a lot of things that we haven't seen just yet, and that still remains to be true, especially from the mousesports side. We haven't seen outside aggression. They've been keeping things fairly tight, and honestly, it has been working. So maybe they don't want to necessarily use this timeout to change their setups or their tactics, but maybe they just want to get on the same page, make sure everyone's feeling good, and make sure that they stay focused.
AWP is back for Woxic. He's looking for the jump peaks. None thus far. Look at all those grenades outside. Tags going to run into something. Lucky to escape with his life at this point. Well then, that's a very fast escalation at the beginning of round 26. There's still money for the CTs in the hole. So it's not going to be easy for EG on the T side. But what can they do with their map control? Oh, he saw the weapon swing. Stan will get tagged, and Woxic moves back. Oh, he's just going to stand for a second, but then eventually fall back. Well, EG've got a lot of map control now. Karrigan's on the flank. He's been spotted. That elbow might just save him. Rops at the off angle, looking for two. There's huge damage done. Tarek and Breeze are low. Woxic looking for the flicks, but down he goes. Now there's a man advantage for EG.
And Tarek was lurking, meanwhile, still down secret, and he's ready to spring the flank. Frozen can't find the jewel he's looking for to stop the bomb from going down, and Chris J will make his way forwards. Tarek's been taken out, of course, and does leave us in a 3v3 here. Looks very contested by mousesports. A good chance to win this. Comes down to the headshots. Chris J playing around the smoke. Perhaps going to use that smoke to his advantage, actually popping out the side and takes down Ethan straight away. That's a fantastic kill to make. Frozen trying to go for the wallbang attempt. Is Cirque blinded by Karrigan. Beautiful plays coming in from mousesports. Breeze trying to make it doable almost, but Frozen has enough time for the defuse. Chaos, utter chaos here in this retake attempt. It went down to the wire, but mousesports coming out with the win. And
that was a straight wallbang through the floor. I don't think he even saw him, Frozen. Just hoping for the best. Found the right angle. That round was absolutely wild from start to finish. That was crazy. And it's led to a 13-13 scoreline. Look at all this madness, just carnage.
Yeah.
Breeze doing fantastic work to open up the B bomb site. There's more from Breeze.
Oh my God.
He's just a beast. But it wasn't enough. It was not enough. Frozen with the wallbang, and again, a key round. Money starting to dry out for both squads, although still mousesports have got a reasonable bundle of cash. They've got money buried under the mattress.
Man, that was such an important round. Such an important round. And mousesports' economy is still pretty decent, actually. So they do have enough to weather a loss in this one if they lose every player. But here comes the aggression into main. Chris J only gets himself one. Tarek has managed to make his way through main. It's just Karrigan left on the site, and there's no repeat coming in from the weakened Cirque. That's a 2v2 now on the upper bomb side as the Molotov will force Woxic down, it seems, as there is now space and time to breathe for the plant to go down in the post-plant positions to be set up as Woxic sets up a flash, and out goes Robs with the flash. He will find nobody close. The immediate drop down. Does he wait for Woxic to get into position?
Woxic has a smoke. If he goes up the ladder and Robs, let's say he flashes hut, he could smoke the hut off at least. That would be really strong for them. Hasn't used it just yet though, waiting for the peak to come in from the squeaky position. There's a flashbang. Cirque wondering how far to go. Robs is a wallbang. Cirque's in the red now. Is there an angle for him? Cirque! Oh, Woxic's on the trade, and it's going to be mousesports taking the lead. He's got a defuse kit. Another crazy round, but it does go the way of mousesports. They take the lead now. There's a bomb plant, though. There is money for EG. The battles are going to keep coming round after round.
Great commitment from Robs to just go for that spray, confident in his abilities. The spray controlling through there. He knew that the player was just stuck in the corner. He'd get the kill eventually, and confident also that he wouldn't die from a swing. The fact that he's unable to punish the AWP, the reload of Cirque, was kind of unreal. That was a very close one, but again, mousesports just eking it over the line, and EG must surely start to be getting concerned here. However, with the bomb plant, with the loss bonus, they still have a maximum buy here. The AWP on Cirque, full rifles. Only one Krieg, however, on Stan, but full utility as well. It's going to be very difficult for EG, it seems. mousesports on the cusp of victory. 2 rounds away from 16, of course, and they won the first map. If you're just joining us, and mousesports to have a win over EG would be uncharacteristic and impressive, and they are certainly looking better than we have seen them.
What a great time. There's a lot of money on the line here in Shanghai. All right then, the battle rages on. Both teams pretty much with a full buy. Carrigan with that AUG, which has been so important for his kills. Now, how deep is the strat book on the T side? We've seen fast plays, lots of grenades towards Secret, towards A. What are the intentions on this occasion? It's a variation. It's a different setup from EG. Molotov on top of Hut, perhaps. If Carrigan's position is compromised, what does that mean for the hold of the A bomb site? A late smash of the glass, frozen by the Hut. He's going to get a 2-man spray down. They're stuck in a choke point. Carrigan still alive, hasn't been dueled just yet, but he will lose to Breeze. Molotov forcing CTs forward. How's that shot missed? Ethan and Breeze remain just now still. They don't really get through any of the choke points, and it's match point for mousesports. No bomb plant. The money is low for Evil Geniuses.
That's a really nice hold there from Frozen. I wasn't sure he's going to get a 2K there, but he does manage to pull that one off, and that really just destroyed the push immediately, with Carrigan still holding close on the squeaky position, as you say, really preventing the other side of the push, the other head of the push, from getting out through that door, and it just seemed impossible here in this round for EG. And just up the heroic push up the event from Christian to finish it off, and it's all now going to come down to this: 2 Galils, a MAC-10, an AK, and a Krieg, James. That's all that EG have.
That HE is going to be a meaty one. Carrigan changing its position. The flash, the smoke. The choke points have been held. First threats have been dealt with by mousesports. Carrigan repositioning. Seems like there'll be an investigation towards the ramp, and Woxic is waiting for them. Normally found outside. Suddenly he's inside. Does he pick the right time, though? Flashes will force him away. He's looking for a rotation. The door's closed, though, so he sees nothing. Ramp has been taken. There's some map control, but look at Chris J's creep. Tarek facing the wall like he's told off by the teacher. And there's the opening frag in maybe the last round.
That is not the way you want to go out in a situation like this. And again, an upper bomb site burst. They've not really been all that favorable for EG, but this is what they have decided upon. This is the last hope. Let's see if it works out for them. Frozen will go down immediately. That's a good start, but Carrigan with a double on the trade, and it just gets worse here now for EG. It's up to Ethan, 1 versus 3, to keep EG in the game. He gets the bomb planted. He has to smoke his way out the Molotov over towards the Hut. He's got a Galil. This is just not favorable in any way, in any sense. As mousesports make their way slowly forwards up on the Hut. Every single detail. Ethan just disappearing, barely in time. They forced off, they check this, but Woxic is ready, and that's going to